Welcome back, kiddies, to another episode of RatG TV with your hosts, Zeus and the Wellandwingnut. And they thought I was the crazy one.
Black magic. You got to know, got to show, it's time to roll. So just tell me what you want to hear. Tell me what you want, so just tell me what you want to hear.
Welcome back to another edition of RatG TV. It's your boy Zeus and Sean. Wait, that's not Sean. It's Steve. It's Steve. And sorry, I had a little bit of a camera issue today, so we're a couple minutes late getting started here, and had to go to a backup camera, so might be a little delayed and a little lagging. And you know what? I'm going to do something right now to maybe fix that. One quick second there, folks. But how's it going, Steve?
Good, man. How's it going on your end?
I mean, busy as usual, and sometimes feeling a little busier than normal.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Maybe that'll help out there. Put it on the proper 720. And look, there's Steve disappearing right there. As we see, what do you got going on in the background there? What's your
Not quite as a historic first as you have behind you, but last week, my St. Louis Battlehawks became the first XFL team to win a game in overtime.
Dang, well, way to go, XFL. What are they called? Seattle?
St. Louis Battlehawks. It's
St. Louis Battlehawks.
So last season I had my support behind the Defenders. I really liked a lot of players on the team, but I found out right before the season started this year that A.J. McCarron actually left the NFL to play for St. Louis. So I was always a big McCarron fan in Cincinnati. I thought he really stepped in when Dalton couldn't. Wouldn't, but I'm glad to see McCarron finally getting his day in the sun,
and he's doing well there.
He is. Winning they're in this week. So,
I mean, right on. And so you made it through the whole season with the XFL there. What are you thinking of their first season, their inaugural season back?
Yeah, ratings not quite as good as last year. They actually did quite well last year with the ratings, or last season, I guess we'll say. The Rock said they will be back next year, so despite the poor ratings this year. So,
I mean, right on then. Good for them. I mean, sure.
Yeah, it's basically a development league, right? Because we saw this last time. We saw a lot of players get poached after teams in the NFL got to see these guys showcase themselves, right? So I like it. I think it's something that we need. I think it's we're gonna get a lot of players we wouldn't have otherwise got to see their chance in the sun. So
now, what do you think this means for the CFL though?
Yeah,
because a lot of these players would have ended up in the CFL.
Right, that is the way it usually goes. You see a lot of collegiate players from the States end up in the CFL when they don't get drafted or they get cut or they become practice squad players. The CFL's been in trouble for so many years. They just keep hanging on by the skin of their teeth. So,
do they need to drop the Argos and let the Argos go to the NFL in exchange for the NFL funding the XFL, the rest of the league?
Yeah, Toronto probably the only city that could fully support an NFL team. We tried the Vancouver Grizzlies things that didn't quite work out. Obviously baseball in Montreal after a lot of years didn't survive. So it seems like Toronto is the only city that can really support a team that's not hockey.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Because we go crazy for hockey here. And, well, the CFL does really well, though, in the other cities that they –
It does. Saskatchewan.
Ottawa.
Yeah, Alberta.
Yeah, they all love the CFL.
They do.
But here it seems we're not huge fans of it. So, all right. Well, with that in mind, you saw the 42 behind us. Today, April 15th, is Jackie Robinson Day. And because he is the first black man, the first black person to play in Major League Baseball, he broke the color barrier. Everybody knows number 42. This is the day that everybody wears 42 in the Major League Baseball, in the MLB. So with that in mind, we're like, hey, let's do our top 5 this week of our favorite first in sports. And we could have done it with everything, and we thought about that, but keeping it with sports was a good idea. I was afraid we wouldn't have enough to go between the two of us.
Yeah, well, yeah, because you think the big ones, right? Like we're big sports fans all around, so there's just those ones that come right to us, But once you actually start digging, there are a lot of historical firsts. So
yeah, and I was pleasantly surprised with that, and happy that that's the way it's going. So, as my phone pops up there. So let's why don't we get into this? Let's talk about your top 5 first, as we usually do. I mean, you were gone away for a week there. Where were you last weekend, by the way?
I was not
My
here.
birthday.
Yeah, it was Amber's birthday weekend.
Oh, gotcha. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, you're fired now, but that's okay.
We can't divulge the details of our location.
We don't want to know. We don't want to know. We don't want to be accomplices to whatever debauchery you two were up to.
Who debauchery was the season?
I'm sure it was. All right, Steve. Why don't you get us started as you do? Top 5. What was your number 5?
My number 5. Yeah, no particular real order with mine. I did label them, but yeah.
I got you here.
Where's my number 5? All right. Coming out of the Quebec Major Junior League, this girl made a lot of noise. She broke. I want to say broke barriers, but we still haven't seen a woman actually in the NHL. I mean, we're seeing a lot of women referees in the NFL now.
Yeah,
we're seeing women team sports do a lot better: soccer, hockey, basketball with WNBA. So I think Manon Rhéaume really deserves a lot of credit for she played one exhibition game. She did get lit up a little bit by the St. Louis Blues, but
the fact that she still made it there though, and was able to even play in an exhibition game.
Yeah,
she got to start, and she'll forever be known, just because of that. So. Yeah, that's a great pick, man. Great first pick. I'm not mad at that. I do feel like we could have another female goalie. I mean, hockey is one of those sports where I think gender doesn't, like, if you're good enough, like, look at Haley Wickenheiser.
And I always had Haley because she's had so many firsts.
Right. Because she was the first woman to actually play in a men's professional league.
Right, the Swedish Elite League.
Right. Oh, was it Sweden? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was the Swedish Elite League. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, so another good one, though.
Yeah, that's a tough league to make, man, for anybody. So
exactly. So, all right, nice, buddy. What you got up next here?
Next, we're Canadian. We love our hockey, and for 50 years, we didn't see a gold medal in Canada. But much to a lot of people's surprise, this group of lunchbox players in Salt Lake City, Lake Placid. They won the gold medal, the Miracle on Ice. And Ken Morrow, who was a part of that Miracle on Ice team. I got
pictures. Okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Ken Morrow, as you see here, Team USA, was also a member of the New York Islanders that year and became the first player to win both a Stanley Cup and a gold medal in the first year, or in the same year, sorry.
Right on. And he's Canadian, obviously.
No, he's American, Team USA.
Well, fuck that guy.
But not to be denied, when we did get professionals back in the NHL in 2002, Steve Yzerman and Brendan Shanahan became the first Canadians to win a Stanley Cup and a gold medal in the first year, or in the same year. Sorry, same season.
Couple of your favorites, buddy. Couple of buttes right there. Speaking of buttes, Canada, the women just scored another goal. It's 4-0 over Switzerland right now. Nice. Sorry, putting that out there. What's up, Luke Tuff? What's going on, Blumhouse? You know what? And I had a Blumhouse story, and I forgot to include it. I don't know if you've got it, Steve.
I don't.
So I'll say it now. It's not time for news, but I'll just say it now just because I forgot to include it. But Blumhouse is producing a Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Oh, that's right. I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So just gonna put that out there for Luke because it's Luke. He loves his Blumhouse, and that's worth interrupting this show. All right, what else? What do you got up next, man?
Yeah, I had to stick with hockey. I took some heat a few years back when everybody was all good, proud Canadians were defending Don Cherry. But fuck that guy, because I've hated Don Cherry way before it was cool. I've hated that guy for 35 years at least.
Because he hated Russians.
He was not a fan of European players and Russian players taking spots away from Canadian boys back in the early 90s. But you could not take your eyes off these guys.
Man,
I got
Fedorov?
Fedorov,
Larionov,
Vyacheslav Kozlov, Igor Larionov, Slava Fetisov, and Vladimir Konstantinov made their debut on the same line October 27th, 1995 against the Calgary Flames. And I got to see these guys play together on the same line in Buffalo a few times. And, man, was it something to watch. Just the crisp passing and the transition game was just unbelievable.
Dude, you've been spoiled, though, with the Red Wings.
I have. And those were some great years. I'm so glad I got to spend those years watching my Wings in the 90s in Buffalo. Because not that we didn't have a great rivalry in Toronto, but I just loved that Buffalo team. It was easier to love because we weren't in the same conference at the time.
Right.
They just had such a fun team to watch. McGillney, Andrew Chuck.
That was my team, dude. That's what got me into hockey.
Yeah, the Chuck team. Still one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
LaFontaine, Svoboda, and then it was McGillney, and then it was the Chucks. It was Clint Millarchuk, Dale Howardchuk, and Dave Anderchuk.
Yeah, and Pupachuk.
No, that was only that guy was the Imodium mascot. It's a stupid joke, but thank you for laughing because we're on my air. So how did you do, buddy?
I can't remember what the record was that McGillney set the night I was there, but in the same night, Eisenman went without points in 3 consecutive games leading up to the day before my birthday and got his 1,000th point in Buffalo. So that was pretty special for me.
Damn, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
man, McGillney was a whole nother level, dude.
He was.
Like, he was Pavel Bure-esque right before Bure came out.
Yeah, as I'm being distracted here.
Well, that happens. It's Facebook.
My next story, you're gonna have to wait.
Part-time panda fluffer, because full-time is.
You got to pay the bills, man. You got to pay the bills, and you got to take the work where the work is.
$20 is $20, same as in town. What? Because I beat you to it.
This trophy is the oldest trophy in professional sports in North America. It has a storied history. We had the 108th Grey Cup last year. This trophy is marred by only one thing: the fact that there's one American team on the CFL Grey Cup. That those couple years where we expanded into the States, and then Baltimore actually won. Yeah,
Matt Dunnigan, right?
Was it Dunnigan? Yeah, I think you're.
Yeah, right. He threw for 700 yards, over 700 yards in one game with them.
Wow.
Like that was the single game. I think it's still a single game record in the CFL.
Yeah, I think Warren Moon pretty much owns every career record, but yeah.
Yeah, but not a single game.
Yeah, no, not a single game.
Yeah, the most yards in one game definitely went to Dunnigan for 700 and something.
Wow, that's
impressive. Insane. And now just because I said that, I do have to actually look it up.
This was the actual first Grey Cup. As you see, the trophy was a lot smaller 108 years ago.
Oh, damn.
Oh, yeah.
Who was that? I was just going to say.
Oh, it was University of Toronto. Yeah. And it was a rugby club. It was a rugby.
Senior rugby football club.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of weird. And then we just kind of took rugby and took North American football and made up our own special rules. And
well, that seems to be what we do anyway. So I mean, I'm not shocked. What was I just working on there? Sorry.
Yeah.
Matt Dunnigan had 713 yards in one game in 1994. He was playing for the Blue Bombers then.
Oh, okay.
My bad. Because I know he did play with one of the American teams. I think it was Las Vegas, maybe, actually.
Las Vegas Posse.
Yeah. Chloe Kelly taking her top off after scoring the winning goal. That's a first, I suppose. Yeah. Was it Chloe Kelly? I'm thinking of Brandy Chastain is who I'm thinking of. That took her top off after scoring for the Americans in soccer. And Luke Tuff, I'm going to call it soccer for the rest of my life because I learned that you guys originally called it soccer and then changed it to football. So sorry. Just saying. Putting it out there. And that's not my number one. What is your number one?
My number one, I don't do it as much as I would like to anymore. Obviously, time, money, but I was a big golfer coming up in my early years. I used to go with my friend's stepdad and him. I was on the golf team in high school. One of the few people that actually like watching golf. I don't watch all 3 days, 4 days. I'll usually watch Sunday. But Mike Weir winning the Masters.
Yeah, this was huge. And Tiger being right there to put the jacket on him. This was a huge moment for Canadians. And I love that he still gets, like, once you win one Masters, you're invited out for life.
That's it. And it was, PGA was one of those clubs that, the Canadians never really fared well at.
No, exactly.
So,
but we never really had a named golfer before Mike Weir or after, really.
Yeah.
Like, we've had a couple that have been close, but no one that's ever achieved what he did because he won the Masters and then a couple other tournaments.
Yeah, he's won some big ones. Yeah.
So you can call football, soccer all you want. I'm too pissed to care. Cheers. Yes, all right. We'll do the cheers around the world. And I. Good list, buddy. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm so happy you brought up the high school golf thing. So I'm not a golfer. I've only went golfing once in my life. I was at a golfing range twice, but actual golfing only once ever. I went to a golfing range when I was like about 10 when I was with my grandfather. And he was trying to teach me how to, hit the ball and everything. And he's like, address the ball. And I watched all the old Abbott and Costello. So as soon as he said that, I'm like, hello, ball. And my grandfather, the only time I ever see my grandfather lose his mind. And he's like, no, that's it. We're done. But do you remember in high school, you were on the golf team, me, you, Brad Dole, maybe Rick Goupil. There was a bunch of us. There was a bunch of us that all went. You were the only person I beat that day. And that was the only time I'd ever played golf. And I'm like, I beat the guy on the golf team.
Yeah.
But it's funny you said that, though, because when I was coming home today, I was driving past a golf course. And I even said to myself, I'm like, that maybe that's a good way to stay in, like, kind of limber, at least. Not in good shape, but, stay active. And it's not high impact.
No.
So
yeah, I always do better on the front nine.
Yeah.
And then for some reason,
there's too much alcohol in you in that.
And then
point.
for some reason, my game just I don't know why. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, well, the back nine, that's where the alcohol kicks in. Cheers. Thank you, Luke. I love your list. I love your list. I'm gonna hit mine up real quick here. So mine's a bit of a hodgepodge here. Number 5. I wanna give a shout out before I do number 5. I had someone else that was almost my number 5, and it's another Canadian. And I do want to give a shout out to 2-time NBA, first time ever for a Canadian to be an MVP, and that is Steve Nash. I wanted to give him some love. I wanted to give Jesse Owens some love as well. He didn't make my list, but he should have. The first black person to race in the Olympics and just dominated in front of Hitler. Tony Dungy, the first African American to win a Super Bowl, and Wilt Chamberlain, the first player in the NBA history to ever score 100 points in a game. So those are my honorable mentions because there was a lot. I had a hard time whittling this down. But my number 5, one of my all-time favorite Canadians when it came to baseball, and there's so many different moments to him wearing his helmet backwards in the All-Star game when Randy Johnson was pitching. Stop it, Amber. and there was also the one time when he throws a ball into the stands when he thought it was the third out and it was only the second out. He had it back. I'm talking about none other than Larry freaking Walker. Dude is a real one. Was a great baseball player and just a great ambassador for Canada. When the Expos should have won in '94 with him. He was having an MVP season, and then we got the player strike. And then he went to Colorado after that and finished off that Hall of Fame career. So, yeah, Larry Walker.
Yeah, that sucked about the Expos.
Yeah.
Because they were the best team in baseball that year.
Definitely. Moises Alou.
They had great scouting, but they never had the money to keep anybody.
And they folded a few seasons after that, right?
Yeah, they moved to Washington.
Yeah.
The Nationals. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The Nats. Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah.
Next up on my list, first ever. This is one of my favorites. Now this happened, I would say maybe a year or two before I started watching the NFL. But this was a huge moment and always kind of been a fallback for me when I always hear pushback against black quarterbacks in the league. They're only good for running and but that was not the case when Doug Williams took the Washington Redskins to win the Super Bowl. And I mean, like that was a huge moment for a black quarterback to actually win the Super Bowl. Because like I said, there was, and even still today, there's still that stigma of,
right.
Like you look at Lamar Jackson and he's a great runner. There's no denying that. But dude led the league in touchdown passes. Like, what was that, 2 seasons ago? He had back-to-back MVP season. I'm just saying, throwing the ball as well. So, very good. But, yeah, Dougie Williams was a little bit before my time. I don't remember watching him play, but I
definitely remember him, though, from watching all of the NFL films. And
yeah, because he was the one that went in for Theismann, right? When Theismann broke his leg.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. This one, oh, my God. How could he not make the list? You showed a picture of him earlier on your top 5, but it was when he was donning Mike Weir with the green jacket that he had already won a few times before. But the first time was back in 1999 when Tiger Woods won his first Masters, becoming the first person of black descent, because he is half black, half Filipino, I want to say, maybe. His mom's Asian though, so
yeah, just go with Oceania.
Yeah, so he's Blasian, I'm pretty sure, and we all know there's nothing more beautiful in the world than Blasian children. They're
so cute.
Yeah, except for, well, I mean, like black and white, we're pretty close. Up next on my list, I mean, the GOAT, man. I'm one of the, so you were a big golf fan, but you played golf. I was a big fan of this sport, never played it. I tried, but Mrs. McIver always kicked my ass. And same with, oh my God, Mrs. Haydu. Anytime that we would play together, and I was just always anytime I'd hit the ball, it was always over the fence. And I'm not talking about baseball, I'm talking about tennis. And there was no bigger GOAT. She is the greatest of all time. And that's Serena Williams. And Serena Williams was the first black person, not even not female, male, just the first black person to be the #1 ranking in tennis. So, yeah, man. And now she's a multi-billionaire. Like, yeah, she's a mogul. She's her. She is her. So, and then #1 on my list, I mean, how could you not? Like, I mean, one of us had to do it, and you didn't have him, so I knew I had to go with him. and that's the guy that broke the race barrier for a lot more than just baseball.
Yeah, because it was shortly after the first. I can't remember the guy's name, and I apologize. He was a Boston Bruin, though, the first black guy to play.
Willie O'Ree. I
Right.
almost had Willie O'Ree on here as well. Forgot to give him the shout out there. But yeah, man, and just even race relations really changed politically in the States and southern. Not just because of Jackie Robinson. There was a lot going on at that point with the movement, but
was it Chadwick Boseman in the movie?
Yeah, and Harrison Ford.
So
Harrison Ford, Alan Tudyk as the racist coach from the other team.
Yeah,
man, it's so good. Such a really good movie. Yeah. And it's rare. Like baseball movies is one of those things that I find, if they're good, they're great. If they're not, they're either boring or just really, really bad.
Yeah, I didn't watch Moneyball.
I did. And
up until I'm gonna say it was probably out 4 or 5 years before I finally watched Moneyball, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it was pretty good. Yeah,
I mean, it was all right, but it was slow moving.
Yeah,
I found a bit. Oh, I wanted to show you something.
And don't forget the greatest of them all. I mean, the only man to ever score 4 touchdowns in one game in Chicago high school football.
Okay.
Alberti.
It's my chip. I know you can't see the chip, but can you see what I'm using to use as my chopsticks?
Are they translucent?
It's hard to tell with the thing on here. Let me turn off. You're going to see the back of my house, and it's going to look really messy, but so see those?
Okay. Oh, they're lightsabers.
Yeah.
Sweet.
With LEDs in them.
Nice.
Yeah, right? Not bad. That's how we do. Oh, we'll go back to the right Jackie. So yeah. So I ordered those a while ago, just off of fucking Amazon. They're pretty cheap, like $12 or whatever. But about 6 months ago, I had my friend from the States order something for me, and it came in a while ago, and she just came down to visit, and I finally got it in. You know, I love my action figures. Got a little action figure here, a Spider-Man. Oh, you can't tell on here. I don't know if you can or not.
Little blurry.
A little blurry. But we got ourselves a Zeus Spider-Man, and I wish you could see it better, but it's got the beard and everything like down pat. I mean, honestly, though, it was stupid to spend that much money, as much money as I did on it. But well worth it. Well, freaking worth it.
There's a place in Toronto, and I can't remember their name, but there's a place in Toronto where you actually go and they do the whole 3D scan and
$3,000.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they have a couple different. Yeah, I think there's a couple different levels of ones you can get, but yeah.
Yeah, this one was $100 though, which is a bit expensive, but still. I had the option of doing Spider-Man, Iron Man, or Black Panther. Black Panther, I figured people would just think it was just Black Panther. Iron Man, I figured they might think it's Rhodey, like Don Cheadle's Iron Man, War Machine. There were Star Wars options, G.I. Joe options, but I didn't want to be a stormtrooper. Like there weren't many Star Wars options, and the G.I. Joes was just, you were just a G.I. Joe. You weren't any, like I wouldn't be Roadblock or Duke.
You couldn't be G.I. Jane.
Well, maybe if I put a joint in my mouth. All right, so yeah, that's our top 5s there. Thank you to everybody that's watching. If you have your favorite first of all time, let us know in the comments. Or even if you have a favorite first that's not sports related, let us know. But we're about to get to our non-sports related part of the show. Before we get to the news and everything else like that, I do want to remind everybody, every week Steve brings us the best movie reviews. I was told I was told by a fan just the other day that her and her sister tune in to watch your 5-second movie review every week, and that you have been killing them with your reviews. I don't know if it's because they're right on the money and they agree with them, or it's the humor, but yeah, they appreciate
I
it.
forgot I was going to message you the other day. I was in a cannabis store. I can't remember which one I was in, but this guy, as I'm being helped by my bartender, this guy's looking at me. Finally, he says, "RatG TV," and I'm like, he's like, "Hey," he's like, "Right on, man." Fucking, he's like, "I love your show." Fuck, I'm like, "Thanks."
No shit. Yeah, it's always weird when people say that. Eh? I'm like, no, really? But you know what I found out? A lot of y'all watch this afterwards. When you watch it, and cool. If you're watching it afterwards, I love that you're watching it on Facebook. If you're watching this on Facebook right now, and we're only half an hour in, and you're watching it post, stop this. Go to RatG TV on YouTube. Watch the same video, like and subscribe, and share the shit out of that. That helps us so much that you wouldn't even understand. I got in some shit from someone who's not a producer of ours that was like, I watch your show and you guys never promote watching it on YouTube. So please, if you're not watching this on YouTube right now, go watch it on YouTube. If you're watching live right now, do the same thing. Go comment on YouTube because that helps us drive our numbers up as well. And we would really appreciate that and you. And now that I said that, speaking of Steve's 5-second movie review, what's cool, buddy? What did you watch?
I went and saw the Super Mario Brothers movie.
John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins, rest in peace.
Wait. Wrong. Sorry. Wrong Super Mario Brothers movie. Yeah, I went and saw me and my son. We went and saw the Super Mario Brothers movie. He really wanted to see it. I was willing to wait until it came out on something free, but I was like, yeah, cool. Yeah, sure. Let's go check it out. I mean, I'm sure it's good. Sure it'll be worth some laughs. And yeah, we'll hear my review and then I'll tell you about it after that. But yeah, Jack Black as Bowser.
I heard he steals it.
Yeah.
I heard it's basically the Jack Black show. But we'll get into that in just a couple minutes. And before we do that, folks, I do want to remind you, we got to pay some bills over here. And you're paying bills too. We're all paying bills. I just did groceries the other day. I got 2 bags of groceries, $190. $190 for 2 bags. So I need to save some money. Thankfully, I'm not paying the high prices at places like the big name internet companies that we all know that, corner the market on everything. I'm doing the smart thing. I'm getting my internet. It's just as fast, just as quick, and way more customer service that you're getting from the big name companies. And I'm saving money while I'm doing it. You can do the same if you're in Ontario or if you're in Canada. Go to Docnet.ca. You see it over Steve's head right over there. Go to Docnet.ca. Tell them Zeus and the Wellandwingnut sent you, and see what Tony and the folks over there can do for you and help you save some money. We all need to save some money at some point, don't we? Why don't you do it while having some of the best internet service around? Go to Docnet.ca. Have them connect the world to your home. I don't know why I keep doing this. And every time when I do it, I think of that movie or that TV show with the little girl alien. Burt Reynolds as the alien dad. No, not Small Wonder. Out of This World.
Out of This World.
Would you like to swing on a star? Anyways.
I just figured you were docking because Docnet.
Stop it. Stop it.
Docnet has no association with docking.
It might. I mean, I don't want to assume. Who knows? You know what I also don't want to assume is what you thought of this movie. I'm hearing a lot of good things about the Super Mario Brothers movies. But I guess we can get into that. For those of you that have never seen the show before, what we do is Steve here, one of the greatest movie reviewers of all time, he takes his hard-earned cash and his hard-earned time, and he watches these movies, dissects them thoroughly, and then, in just a matter of 5 seconds, gives you the best, unadulterated review that you'll ever hear. Not that that's a lot of pressure, is it?
A little bit, but that's okay.
Well, buddy, if you're ready, it's time for Steve's 5 second movie review by Steve. You think someday, you think one day somebody will watch the show and they'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna put some music to that.
God,
and will it make it better or will it make it worse?
I don't know.
That's the real question. So, Steve, like we said, you are reviewing the movie Super Mario Brothers, not the Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo one, but the one that John Leguizamo is boycotting.
Right.
It is funny though that he said he's boycotting it because it lacks any Latino representation. But aren't the Mario Brothers Italian?
Right.
And isn't he Mexican?
I'm not sure, but yeah.
And isn't Bob Hoskins anything but either of those?
Yeah.
Is this the hill you want to die on, John? Anyways, all right, folks. Like I said, Steve's going to take. We're going to put 5 seconds up on the board using the best technology that we can afford, and in that 5 seconds, Steve is going to give us his unadulterated review. Steve, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, I'm going to put 5 seconds on the board. There you go. Best tech in the world. You may begin now.
It's a 3.
It's a 3. So it's a 3 out of 5. That's a pretty good score.
It's a hard 3. It's a hard 3. It was a fun movie. It felt rushed. It felt like they really tried to pack a lot into an hour and 35 minutes. Could have been a 2-hour movie. Would have flowed a little better. Tons and tons of fan service. I mean, almost to the point where it's like, all right, now you're completely going out of your way, right? But it was there were some fun moments, and you talked about Jack Black as Bowser stealing the show. He definitely has some great lines. He is very entertaining when we get to see Bowser. But I'm telling you, Luma Lee stole this movie. She, I don't want to assume.
Yeah,
but probably only had 9, maybe 10 lines in the entire movie. But I belly laughed every time.
Oh, now I'm kind of regretting because I went to the movies today as well, and I didn't see that. It was that or Dungeons and Dragons, and I went that with Dungeons. But wow, man! So a 3 out of 5. You really, really like this one.
Yeah, I gave it a hard 3. Only because, like I said, I felt it was rushed, and they really went overboard on the fans. I mean, that's not always a bad thing, but they definitely went overboard on the fan service in place of better flow and a story.
Fair.
Really jumped through the worlds. It would have been a lot nicer to explore some of that a little better.
Well, to be fair though, when we were playing the games, we would always take the warps and just jump through the warps too. So I mean, right on brand, really. Yeah. The ultimate fan service right there.
No, I highly recommend this movie.
Yeah, I think I'll check it out. I don't know if I'll watch it in theaters or if I'll wait for it to come out on streaming services. But yeah, either way, I'm happy to hear that. That's pretty cool. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Oh, and so folks, if you want to go out and watch that, and tell as you watch it, watch it while you're using your Docnet internet. All right, so I got 2 TikTokers of the week. I'm going to get the first one out of the way right now before we get into news. I'll save the last one for after that. And this one is for the people that are watching this on our Puff Puff podcast page.
Eugene,
Hey,
stop. You sound like a damn llama.
I'm sorry. These gummy bears are so damn good.
Well, then hook your brothers up.
Yeah. They taste a little weird.
Yeah, got a little funk to them, too.
Where'd you say you got these?
My grandson's room.
What?
What? The grandson that sells the bongs?
Bongs? The glass things.
Oh, those beautiful vases.
Oh, shit!
What's the problem?
Quick, put your fingers down my throat.
What the hell are you talking
I
about?
want to throw up.
I'll give you the Heim squeeze.
Do it. Nah. Ah. Ah.
How did I get so lucky to have such great friends?
We should start a business. Uber for grandparents. Yeah!
There's no way there's no aliens out there.
I can taste my tongue.
I can't feel my nipples.
Your grandpa's on a bench.
Three grandpas on a bench. I had a feeling you might like that one. Steve approves.
That's me in 20 years, 30 years if I make it.
That's us, basically. Although we would take those knowing what they were.
Right.
Unless it's whatever the new drug is that
Right.
our grandkids are doing. Oh, speaking of which, I didn't announce this last week on the show, but I'm going to be a papa. My oldest is with child. And yeah. So
So do you automatically get the senior discount now?
You know what? I will literally throw a bottle through this computer at you. Don't like you. I don't like you at all. You're not far behind me. You've got teenage daughters, or you've got adult daughters now.
Yeah.
So you are not far behind, sir. With that in mind, with that little bit of news out of the way, let's get to some more news. All right. Well, it is news time. Steve is back. We took the week off last week. You know what's funny? You weren't here last week, and I tried to look it up, and I didn't see any real celebrity deaths. So, honestly, it's you. It is you. You are the Grim Reaper. You're back. You are the one that let us know about what celebrity deaths we have. And you're back. So, what's going on, buddy?
Yeah, so I'm going to go to my source here, and there was a couple actually I left off that I would have had on last week's show.
Oh,
I'm going to talk about those right now.
all right.
Who did we lose last week?
This guy. That's right.
This week, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Last week. Yeah, there were some people. Somebody from MASH. Some dude from some band I never heard of.
Which dude from MASH?
Oh, who's this guy?
Oh, that
Oscar
guy.
winning. Oh, last week we lost Oscar winning composer from The Last Emperor, Ryuichi Sakamoto.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And Keith Reed, their lyricist for Procol Harum. He wrote their band's big hit, Whiter Shade of Pale, which is actually Amber's family song.
Right. Yeah, you're one to talk.
No, she's got me beat. I know I'm Danish.
I know, but that's still not the flex you think it
if
is.
we had a baby, it would be translucent.
Yeah, right. All I know is if anyone's like in lack of a tan and it's really sunny out, they just stand by you guys and get the reflection off you.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, you did show Michael Lerner, though, 81 years old, Oscar nominee for Barton Fink. This guy was in everything from Brady Bunch, MASH, Glee, Bob Newhart. He was in Harlem Nights.
Oh, my God, that's right. He was. Yeah, I liked him a lot. He was a good comedic actor.
Yeah.
And how old was he?
81.
Yeah, pretty good life.
Yeah.
81 seems young now, or is it just because we're getting older?
Yeah.
I like that you didn't give me a definitive answer.
We lost a fellow Wellander this week. Lassie Wellander, 70 years old, the bassist for the group ABBA.
Wait, he's from Welland?
No, his last name is Wellander.
Oh my, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
I'm sorry, Lassie. I used your name for that awful joke. But, I mean, ABBA was huge.
Yeah. I mean,
They had that
everybody
musical
not me.
years ago.
Yeah, for anyone who wasn't me, loved ABBA. You couldn't change my mind.
And then Guinness World Record holder for the longest career in comics. Artist Al Jaffe, of course, from Mad Magazine. He worked for Mad Magazine for 65 years. He retired at the age of 99, and unfortunately, we lost him this week at the ripe old age of 102.
Wow, that's a lengthy one. That's a good life.
Yeah.
102. Dude definitely did not worry.
No.
What, me worry? No, not at all.
Right.
If you know, you know, kids. If you know, you know. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I will be here all week. Don't forget to tip your waiters and try the veal. All right.
Don't eat the veal.
Don't eat the veal.
Amber loves veal, and she hasn't. I think she's had it once in the 17 years we've been together.
Because it's baby cow, man.
Yeah, I don't know. No, even I don't eat baby cow.
Dude, I watched this video of this farmer, like this farm, and she had a pet cow. Dude, like for real, I want to. They're
super
loving.
cute.
They're so loving, though. I mean, it cuddles with her like all the time, and would cow like. And this is a big misconception. We were growing up. Remember everyone who used to say they'd go cow tipping? Cows sleep fucking lying down. They don't sleep standing up. So everyone's full of shit. You're all full of shit. Sorry.
I always just got lost in the corn.
Right. Well, that was actually the marijuana plant. Never mind. We'll get out of that. Where do we go into out of this? Well, there's been a lot on the go lately, but we're talking about deaths here. And there's been a death. HBO Max has dropped the HBO part, and they are now Max, the streaming service. And Canada, I'm sorry, still not available. But we have Crave TV, which is the equivalent.
Yeah.
I don't get this, why they're trying to drop the HBO part of it, because they're still with HBO. And HBO is kind of like their moneymaker. That's Game of Thrones. That's Barry, which we're getting the last season of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just they're banger after banger.
HBO pumps out the hits.
Right?
And that place is a factory. It's a hit factory.
Yeah. Yeah. Them and Netflix, and I get that's like a segue you're trying to give me, but I don't know. Our stories are out of order, so just take it. Take your story, whatever story you want to go with.
I don't know what I was trying to segue there, but Matthew McConaughey, regardless of what Kevin Costner is doing, the future of his return to Yellowstone is unclear. But they said regardless, Matthew McConaughey is going to be getting his own Yellowstone spinoff.
My question: when are we getting our spinoff of Yellowstone?
Right?
I mean, they're giving everybody a fucking spinoff of this show.
Yeah.
Have you watched any of them?
I tried at watching it. I watched episode 1. I usually have a 3-episode rule.
And you didn't even give it the
I started to watch episode 2, and I could not get into it. My dad really enjoys it. I bought him all the seasons because he doesn't get those channels, so he refuses to get internet.
Thanks, sir. Poor guy. Yeah, I haven't. I couldn't get it.
I couldn't get into it. Everybody tells me how. So I got coworkers that tell me how good it is, and I couldn't do it.
And the only Tyler Sheridan show I like is the one that's not connected to that universe, and it's the Stallone one, Tulsa Kings. Like that, and that one's fun. That's a fun one for sure. But I guess Matthew McConaughey makes sense,
Yeah.
especially in that world, I guess. And I'm saying that as someone who's never watched any of it. We got our first. Sorry, go ahead.
We watch too much TV. In order to bring you guys quality content every week, we have to watch a ton of TV. So we
Yes.
have to be selective.
We try our best. We did get a new trailer. We talked a little bit earlier about HBO. We got our first look at Colin Farrell's The Penguin trailer. And my God, this just looks like a gangster movie, like a gangster show. This looks like Sopranos or The Wire. This does not look like a superhero movie at all. There doesn't seem to be any superpowered people. Penguin doesn't have any superpowers. So, I mean, and Colin Farrell's all in on this. So, I think it'll be all right. I'm looking forward to it. Did you see the trailer at all or no?
No, I didn't see this. No, I didn't know it was out.
Yeah. We posted the trailer. It looks pretty damn good, I gotta say. But not as good as I have no idea how to segue to anything. Well, it's not as good as doing cocaine with bears.
I mean, doing cocaine with badgers?
Badgers? We don't need no stinking badgers. Oh, badges. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was
Cocaine Bear dropped on Peacock yesterday. Was yesterday the 14th? Yesterday.
Yes, it was.
And with that, dropped the true story documentary, Cocaine Bear, of course, about the famous bear Pablo Escobar, who is who is stuffed and mounted in a ranger station down where this at the events actually took place. Obviously,
Wait, they really call it Pablo Escobar?
Yeah.
That's the best.
He obviously, they took a lot of liberties with this movie. If you've seen the movie, they took a lot of liberties with it.
Oh, yeah.
The true story is pretty fascinating. So.
Yeah, but he dies like basically right away, though.
Yeah.
The bear. He ODs. Whereas this, in the movie, he does not die ever.
No.
Which is...
Well, he's got cubs. They're little cocaine addicts now. They have to take care of them.
Oh, my God, that's right. The movie was a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie. And they are talking sequel already.
Yeah. And we have Attack of the Meth Gator coming already. So
they said it was really, really bad. They said it was almost as bad as Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh, I don't know about that. Maybe as bad as the Mean One.
Or the Spaghetti movie, Spaghetti Man.
Hey, I like that movie.
I know you did. I know you did. You're that guy.
Go watch it, Spaghetti Man. You'll thank me later.
You know what's funny is I see a lot online, and I don't know if you see it too, but I see a lot of people talk shit about The Big Bang Theory, the TV show that was on the Chuck Lorre series that lasted 11 seasons, and people are like, "Oh, fake laugh track, this and that," and I'm like, I've watched like the behind the scenes, and they've got like a live studio audience there.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So I never got that. Young Sheldon is what, season 6 or 7 already?
And I did not want to like that show.
I haven't even watched it, honestly.
But I'm in season 4 now, so.
Oh, right on. Well, that's good then. Well, looks like the train is not ending. Chuck Lorre has said that he is going to be releasing a new Big Bang spinoff. He hasn't said who it's going to be with, like what characters it's going to go by. And I had this written down and I don't have it anymore. I'm sorry.
Actually, I have it here. So it's going to be Bernadette finds out her real father was a New York City judge
named Harry T. Stone.
Yeah.
No, but seriously. Yeah, I mean, whatever. I'm down for it. You know who I'm hoping it is? I'm hoping it's about Stuart and his girlfriend, the comic book girl.
Yeah, the comic book
I
store.
just hope it's about them running a comic book shop. Yeah. That way, every once in a while, Leonard or Penny or
we haven't really had a comic book sitcom. We had Comic Book Men,
right? And we had Dave's World, which starred Harry Anderson, and he was a comic book artist, or he was a cartoonist, but close enough. Just saying, it all connects because he's Judge Harris T. Stone, and Bernadette plays his daughter. Thank you very much.
That's what
Case
you call it.
closed.
Yeah, that's
That's how we do that.
five separations of night court.
That's right. 6 degrees of separation of night court. I love it. And we did it in 3. Because that's how we roll up in this biatch. I'm just looking through the stories here, and it's there's a lot going on here, and I like I'm a bit of a joker, so why don't we hit that one next?
Yeah, I don't know how many people are still watching this show. These guys came out of the gate pretty fast on True TV with their hit show Impractical Jokers.
Yeah, it's still huge.
Yeah, still huge. I still watch. I love Joe. Joe has not been in the last 2 seasons. Joe Gatto, he left.
Yeah,
he still has his stand-up career. I think he still does stuff with the Tenderloins, which is their improv troupe. But no longer on the show. So now they have the guest of the week, and this week's episode was Bruce Campbell. And you see the boys here having to reenact a Evil Dead type scene where their hand gets possessed, and they have to go around the room breaking stuff over their head
with a chainsaw.
A lot of the stuff is prop breakable, but some of it is not.
And they have no idea which is which. That's the best. They were just at Fallsview Casino.
Were they really? Yeah.
Well, they're at the Hilton at the new.
Oh,
the
okay.
new stage upstairs.
Nice.
Yeah, they were one of the first acts there. So, yeah, that's pretty.
It's a funny show. I enjoy watching that. It's a good show to just put on, just so you don't have to think about anything.
It's one of Logan's favorites. Honestly, he loves that one.
We actually, I think it was first season when that show first came out. They had an episode, and it was something they did reoccurring, where they would go to public places or bars, and they would go around the room and see how many people they could touch their nose to, and they couldn't get caught.
Yeah.
We actually started doing, like, I work construction. We actually started doing this when we would go for like lunch at McDonald's and stuff, and we'd be standing in line and we would try.
Gonna get knocked out.
It was pretty fun.
What was I going to talk about here? Well, James Gunn finally announced the cast of Creature Commandos, the animated series that's coming out. He also did say, though, when he took over, that all the animated series that are going to be coming out, they were casting people that could play them as well, not just voice them, but play them in live action. And we've got our cast of the Creature Commandos. Frank Grillo, we knew, was joining, as well as David Harbour. Grillo's playing Rick Flag Sr. A lot of people remember Rick Flag from the Suicide Squad movies. David Harbour's playing Frankenstein. Indra Varma as the bride of Frankenstein. Your boy Sean Gunn is playing G.I. Robot, but he's also doing the voice of your favorite character, Weasel. Weasel's back.
Weasel. Sweet.
Maria Bakalova as Ilyana Rostovic. One of my favorite character actors out there. Alan Tudyk is Dr. Phosphorus, Aster Phosphorus, if you will. Zoe Chow, I should say, as Ninja Marzurski. And Steve G is back as Economos. We saw him in the Peacemaker series, and most recently, spoiler alert, at the end of Shazam! Fury of the Gods. So I'm excited for the Gunn universe, honestly.
I'm still going to campaign for a Weasel standalone movie, but I'll take the cartoon for now.
Listen, he wanted people who could do the live action and the animated. Not only that, Sean Gunn is James Gunn's brother, and Sean Gunn's the voice of Weasel. You're probably going to get, if you don't get a movie, you're probably going to get an HBO Max. Sorry, you're going to get a Max series. Which, you know.
And he's a terrible, terrible character in the comics.
Who, Weasel?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's a horrible character in the movies, too. They talked about all the children he murdered.
No, not as many as in the comics. They definitely lowballed it.
Right. I mean, he's not he killed so many children in the comic books that Anakin looked at him like, "Whoa, shit, dude, slow it down, bring that down a bit, rein in your anger." Well, that's what happens with life inside the ring.
I would have thought it would have been a little more Resident Evil, but
Yeah, well, it is a little Resident Evil, all right?
Resident Evil. I guess they're talking another movie reboot, which is going to be based on the Umbrella Chronicles. They also said they haven't ruled out a sequel to Welcome to Raccoon City.
That's what I was just gonna say. Like,
that's the movie I want because I fucking loved Welcome to Raccoon City.
From what I've heard from everyone who've watched it, they've all loved it, and
it was
they've all
so
said
good.
it's straight up
fan service to the original video games.
And I heard it's actually legit scary.
Yeah, it was really good.
And that's Robbie Amell.
I think so.
Yeah. I like him. I like his show on Amazon Prime, Upload.
Oh yeah, I've seen that, but I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it's good. I liked it at least. I just want to say, honestly, even if you're a bit of a dick lately and people don't like you for what you've done to the DC universe, I still love you, Dwayne. I still love you. Sorry. Just had to put that out there. That was it. That was my little ode to Dwayne The Rock Johnson's Tequila, who we hope to be our sponsor one day.
I'd even start drinking tequila if we had him as a sponsor.
You know what though? You know me. I was always a whiskey guy. I've always been the JD guy, and I think I'm just gonna drink tequila forever now. Like that's my
yeah. Tequila and vodka is just one of those things I just can't. I can't do
buy
it.
the expensive stuff. I'm telling you, that's because you're probably like me. Your experience with tequila is Jose Cuervo, and it's
that among a few others, but yeah.
The cheaper it is, the cheaper it is.
Yeah.
But the expensive tequilas, yeah, it's all pretty smooth.
Yeah,
and
I'll have to try it sometime.
Your buddy Walter White's got a good mezcal as well, but that's expensive. But we were talking a little bit earlier about everything. That's what we do here. Are you caught up on Mandalorian?
I am.
What do you think of this season? There's a lot of clapback on this season. A lot of fans are saying it's not Mando's show, or it's not Din Djarin's fucking show anymore. It's the Bo-Katan show. What do you think about assertions like that, and what's your overall thoughts of season 3?
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of seen that pattern in all these shows where characters have come in for and been the focus for a few episodes, you know. Yes. So I have no problem with that. This is all connecting. It's, you know, we're playing with a lot of very similar timelines with Ahsoka and Mandalorian. So, you know me, it's a broken record, man. I'm loving this season so much. These are, you know, it's a spaghetti Western, and these are serial dramas. And I find with a lot of these serial dramas, the second last episode of the season is always the best episode.
Yeah, usually. And
this episode was pretty good.
See, and this episode I was a little I like this episode.
Yeah.
And I really like Mando. I hate the fact that I didn't like the episode before it, because I sounded like so many of the different bro flakes that were crying about it, or the fake Star Wars fans that say everything sucks. I hate everything Star Wars, and I'm like, well, you just don't like Star Wars. I sounded like them talking about the Lizzo Jack Black episode,
right?
And I get Lizzo's acting, like that's her first time acting. That's fine. The whole episode just seemed off. They had a great story. But that episode was just, and I know it was Bryce, and she's usually a pretty decent director, Bryce Dallas Howard, like her dad. But I don't know. It was off.
But we did find out how Doc Brown got forced into exile and became a time traveler.
This is true, Marty. It's true. I don't know why I went from Doc Brown to Richard Nixon at the end there. But you're right. What do we got? 2 episodes left or 1 episode left?
1. Yeah.
1. I mean, last week we saw on, you weren't here for it, but the Star Wars Celebration weekend. And they said Dave Filoni's getting his own movie, and that movie is going to be the end, like the culmination basically of his Clone Wars saga, his Ahsoka series that's coming out, The Mandalorian, and the Book of Boba Fett. That's all going to be, tied up at the end of that movie. So we'll see what happens. But I think
I definitely looking forward to these movies for sure. The 25,000 year origin story of the Jedi is interesting.
The High Republic.
Glad to see Daisy Ridley back.
Dude, me too. And people are mad because this is what I don't get about these fanboys. Like, some of them were so pissed. They're like, why aren't you giving us the fucking what's his name? The guy that wrote the books that were supposed to be the sequels afterwards, where they gave us Han and Leia's kids, Jason or whatever they were, Jace. And this was the Rey storyline is basically a storyline from there. So I'm like, okay, so they're giving her Luke's story, but Luke's dead. You're still getting your story though, but you're getting it through Rey now. Did you really want 70-something-year-old Mark Hamill?
Yeah. And that's been the progression of these movies. Like, the first three were about Anakin, and then we got the Luke movies and the Vader movies. These are the Rey movies.
And now her movies are going to be. I heard a rumor, and this is just fan theory, I think, more than anything, that when they do the Force healing and stuff, they usually touch the wound or whatever. They said when Rey died and then Kylo brought her back by sacrificing himself.
Actually,
he put his hand on her belly, basically her uterus, and did that. And that they think that Rey's got a Force baby in her. I mean, they do a lot of the Jesus allegories.
Yeah, there's a lot of immaculate conception in the midi-chlorian verse.
Right? Like, Anakin had no dad.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And then it's like kind of full circle again, and maybe her kid is the next Darth Vader. Oh my god! You make her son Darth Revan, and then that gives everybody what they wanted. Oh, I'm sorry.
Did you want my fan, baby?
I'm sorry. As Amber turns the fan, and my notes go everywhere.
Oh, that damn Amber! That's the dark side of her, though.
I have an air conditioner. I don't need it right now. I'm good.
That's just the dark side of Amber.
And now I forget what I was going to say, but that's okay.
Oh, I was trying to give you a segue.
I was going to say something about Star Wars.
Sorry.
Oh, I know. Women are the. I'm kidding. Women are not the worst. Women are great. Amber, Facebook user 364 is the worst. You know what I love about? Okay, so let me just say this. So I'm bringing Logan to work, and he likes stopping at McDonald's to get his coffee in the morning. Mm-hmm. And we stop there, and it's like this huge freaking long line. And I'm like, what is taking so long? And then we get up there, and there's no car. It's one car stop at the window, and the person at the window is talking their ear off. Guess who's working the window?
They're my regular customers, and they love me, and they like to talk to me.
We all love you. I'm just saying.
And they're just asking about my dog and my life and what's going on. You know what I mean?
And I mean, there's a line right behind me going around the fucking corner to the front of McDonald's.
And they keep coming back, see?
Oh, I give that woman a raise. Honestly, and I truly, truly mean this. Amber needs her own TV show. Like, she legit needs her own TV show.
One of my customers told me I should run for city council because everybody loves me. I'm like, no, I'm good. Okay.
She's broken some records as far as fundraising and talking up and stuff for Ronald McDonald House for the franchises. So
I like $5,000 in about 6 weeks.
Oh, right on.
I'm just rounding up dollars. So now they
people can't say no.
That's
to
right.
that face.
She doesn't give them a chance. They're like, here, just shut up. Take the money. Take the fucking money. I gotta go. My work started 20 minutes ago. I've been here for 45 minutes.
And then you come
Take
back
the money.
and watch.
Here's my watch. It's worth $500. I kid. That's just the dark side of my humor. See how I brought it back? Yeah, I brought it back.
Dark Side Season 4 coming May 30th. Device TV. We're getting 10 episodes that are going to include stories about Abdullah the Butcher and the sad life of Marty Jannetty.
Is Marty still? Yeah, he's still alive though.
He's still alive, but
it is sad. But it's a lot of it's really self-inflicted. We saw that.
Yeah.
We reported on that shit a couple years ago where he was, like doing that harassment of his stepdaughter.
I remember what I was going to say now about all the Broflake Star Wars fans. Have a seat, crack a nice cold Bud Light, and just chill. Just chill.
Okay, there's so much you just said that I fucking love that you just said. One, I love that you fucking use Broflake. Thank you so much, brother, for using Broflake. I feel like it's really catching on now. And two, the Bud Light thing. Oh, dude. How are you an alpha male and you're afraid of a Bud Light can? I'm just saying I don't drink Bud Light, but I would buy a case of it. Just
I'll take a Bud Light Lime if they don't have my usual beers.
Yeah, and I'm not a big beer drinker. That's just why. But I was a blue.
I'm sure the Broflakes will have a heyday with me drinking Bud Light Lime.
Right.
Who puts lime in beer?
It's light, and you put a lime in it. You put a lime in your coconut, don't you, little boy? And it makes no sense, but that's something a Broflake would say.
Yeah.
Because, we've dealt with them a lot lately too, haven't we?
Send all your hate mail to wellandwingnut@gmail.com.
Yeah, you can just send those all to just RatG TV, honestly. Those are the ones we'll both own because we love everybody. We just don't love Broflakes.
We just like putting a mirror. We just like putting a mirror up to society.
That's it. And I do really want to point out to people when we say Broflakes, just because bro is in the name doesn't mean it's gender based. It's kind of like saying bitch. Yeah. When we say bitch,
my daughter calls everybody bro, male, female.
Right, my daughter too, bro. So Broflake.
Like I say man. I'll say that to a lady. I'll be like, all right, see you later, man.
Yeah,
it's just something I say.
Yeah, it's our vernaculum. But yeah, Broflakes. Just saying. You got me here, buddy. You got me right here. Felt good. Speaking of feeling good, we talked about this a little bit, but when we got into it, Mando's not. That's what was my point of this. The executive producer Rich Fukuyama said that Mando is no longer the protagonist of The Mandalorian. He's not the only main character anymore. Okay. Not sure that's what I would do, but I would probably try to stick with him all the way to the end as the protagonist. I like what they've been doing with Bo-Katan. I like when they bring all these other ones in and show them the storylines. I love the Mind Flayer episode, and everybody hated that one. And I'm like, no, I like that they're building a story. It doesn't have to be all Din all the time, but it should be his show though, because that's who you built it up to the fans. That it was him and it was Din and Grogu show.
Yeah.
So just keep it that way, please.
And spoilers in. I love the his new little vehicle that he has, the RG-12.
Oh my God! Right?
No.
No. Yeah, I love me some Grogu. I don't know how effective it's going to be. Like we saw that they had to have like, what was it, 2 or 3 different Mandalorians fly him out of danger because he's so slow moving now, and it's very cumbersome and a big lunking thing. So not one. It couldn't just be one Mandalorian take him away, but who knows? Stranger things have happened. And speaking of Stranger Things, Netflix has announced that Stranger Things is going to be getting an animated series. This is not artwork from said series, at least as far as I know. This is just what I found online. But yeah, this makes sense. I mean, they always take so long in between seasons. It's like, okay, yeah, last year they were in grade 8 and they all look like they're in grade 8. This year they're in grade 9 and they all look like they're 34. So at least with the animated, you know.
I mean, it didn't help that they brought in Andrea from 90210.
Man, when they brought her and Luke Perry in at the same time, I was like, oh, wait, too soon. Sorry, Jungle Boy. I like Luke Perry, though. 8 Seconds? What a great movie. You ever seen 8 Seconds?
Yeah, the bull riding movie.
Yeah, it was a great movie. He was good in that. Yeah, that's my Netflix things. Would you watch a Stranger Things animated?
I think I'm Stranger Thing out.
Yeah,
I think it's right.
Yeah, I forced myself to make it through last season.
Yeah,
and I think you're right. I think they've run their course. And Bobby Brown said this was her last season.
I mean, they can have one final season where they face off against the cast of Cobra Kai, but
dude, don't even fuck with me like that, all right? Like, I never knew that I needed something so much that was so almost completely impossible to have happen. Yeah, damn, dude, you just broke me there. Speaking of broken, I don't know how I'm going to make this into a segue. Oh, speaking of broken, let's just go to the next story after that then. J.K. Rowling is back.
Well, I mean, if it's broken, you can go to
shit,
Blizzard.
Yeah, let's do your story instead. Yes, let's do that. That's a much better segue.
Broken Lizard. We've known this movie's been in the works for a while. Jay Chandler said that they're on their 10th script rewrite, so it should be out soon.
Dude, I never knew that I was going to like those movies as much as I did.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah, they were. And I got to do, what was it? The Rabbit a couple years ago at 420 Con.
Which is next weekend.
Which is next weekend. I'm supposed to work. They asked me to now. They said they didn't want me to, or they didn't need us for panels, and now they asked me to do the panels. So we'll have to see. I'm supposed to work that day, so see if I can get it off. Broken Lizard. That was a really nice segue. How do I segue back into the Harry Potter thing? Well, hey, let's just talk about Harry Potter. I mentioned J.K. Rowling's HBO Discovery has asked her to come back, write more original stories. And we found out that we're going to be getting a new Harry Potter series on Max. A lot of people are mad about this because of some of her comments about the LGBTQ plus crowd. And some others are like, yo, she was just speaking her opinion. She didn't say anything hateful. And then, there's others that are just like, I can separate the art from the artist. And yeah, it is what it is. No matter what, it's Harry Potter. And if it features the original cast, or even not even the original cast, if it features the original characters, like if it focuses on Harry Potter and his family, or Hermione and her family, or Weasley and his, it's going to make all the money in the world. It's going to make the money that it wants to make, and they'll be fine. If it's another one of those like prequels, they're in trouble.
Words.
What's that?
I understood 2 of those words.
Hermione? I said Hermione, not Hermione.
Oh.
Steve.
Sorry.
Oh, wait. No, never mind. But yeah, so that's coming. I've only seen one of the movies, 2 of the movies maybe. I tried. They should be right up my alley.
No, I never really even gave it a chance. I can't say I've watched 2 consecutive minutes of it because it just didn't look like something that would be for me.
I tried. I'm just a mere muggle. What can I say? Did you get that one?
I get that. I know that's a slur.
Well, about non-magic people are
Okay.
muggles. So you and I are muggles.
Right.
Well, I'm not really because like I'm a superstar, but
I mean, I can do this.
whoa, dude, what the fuck? Witchcraft is that shit? Damn. Whoa. Look out, Penn and Teller. No, you don't have to look out Penn and Teller. You don't have to look out at all. There's nothing fishy going on here. No games going on here. You smelly Fincher.
You cellophod.
Yes, good call. Go ahead. Oh, before we get into that. So when I was in college, I had to take I don't know if I told you this, but you take your normal course and then you get electives. Like you have to take so many electives and you get to choose those courses as long as they somewhat relate to what you're taking. I took the science of superheroes, or the science of superpowers. The stupidest, hardest class I've ever taken in my life because they actually went full science on it. And I love science, and it was like a lot. I fucking forgot what I was going to say. What were we just talking about? Squid. Yes, and that was one of the. But I wrote a paper because every week we had to write a paper on a different superpower and how it could plausibly work. And cephalophods was my way into invisibility because they have something where they could refract the light and and
as well as cuttlefish.
Yes. They don't go invisible; they just look like they're invisible.
Right? Yeah, they can shapeshift and change their color to blend in.
Dude, and I even did another one. So like on like if we were to get powers like Plastic Man and stuff like that, and I basically based their powers on octopuses. Because octopuses can do so much, like it is so incredible.
So cuttlefish, when they're trying to mate, obviously, like a lot of species, the strong survive. So they look for strong mates, and a lot of times the male species will fight it out for a chance to mate with the female.
Right.
But cuttlefish, when cuttlefish is smaller, not as big, not as strong, not as prominent as, say, one of his competitors, in order to get even close to the female, they will change their gender to get past the males.
Yo, do not tell Kid Rock this. Do not tell Kid Rock this.
And the female, more often than not, so what the female does is actually they collect the sperm and then will eventually inseminate themselves with who they think was the best choice. And more often than not, they take the smarter, smaller cuttlefish that change their gender to get close to them and sneak past all the big, strong cuttlefish. So
this is what I'm hearing. Ladies, size doesn't matter. The little cuttlefish that's getting I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All those female cuttlefish can't be wrong.
And I mean, they got to be good cuddlers. So,
and so they can change their gender, or they can just mimic.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can, because they can shapeshift. They can change their like coral or.
So like kind of like cross dressing.
Basically, yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah. Get on with your bad cuttlefish stuff. I don't even want to know how you know that, though. I honestly don't even want to know how you know that.
I watch a ton of nature documentaries.
Oh sure.
I get so baked and watch them. David Attenborough, man, that guy. That's like listening to Pink Floyd for me.
If you see right now, the cuttlefish is now putting on a wig and some eyelashes. Affectionately referred to in the 14th century as what did they used to call fake eyelashes?
Oh Jesus.
They were like cumbrellas, because they were made for they were made for prostitutes back in the day. Look it up, folks. Look it up.
Yeah,
just saying. Some old wives' tales are great. I know you're pretty much done with your stories there.
What do I got left here?
Well, I got another one before you get into yours.
I didn't actually do this story.
Oh yeah, the squid one. We teased it. We fucking tease this.
David Fincher is rumored to be at the helm of the Hollywood, I guess we're calling it, remake of Squid Games. I mean, this was inevitable, you know.
Wait, as I chew chips here, they're remaking this into a movie already?
I don't know if there's confirmation on if it's going to be a TV series or if it's going to be a movie, but yeah.
I feel like it should still stay Korean filmmakers.
Yeah.
Because like they have the vision already. So why? I mean, I don't know.
No, you know, they've never go good coming the other way. Like I watched Ju-on, which was The Grudge.
The Grudge, yeah.
Way scarier. The Korean, not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close, man.
So
Ringu,
Ringu, same thing.
Ringu, yeah.
Yeah. Way scarier than, what was it, The Ring or The Circle or whatever it was?
Yeah, and we did a story a while back where it's rare that they go the other way, that they actually remake North American movies, and we got a Japanese or a Korean remake of the Canadian movie Cube.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we talked about that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Cube is still haunts me. The only problem I ever had with the original Resident Evil movie was when they did the Cube scene. I'm like, oh, that's right out of the Cube.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh, those people are gonna fucking be sliced in pieces in a second. And they were. Yeah, man, that's some good times there. Speaking of some unnecessary violence, The Boys has finally wrapped season 4, and Carl Urban says that's a picture wrap on season 4. Massive thank you to our phenomenal crew and cast. Love you guys. I'm not allowed to post any photos from the set, so here's a snap of Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Wah on set of a Cadillac commercial. So yeah, the cat's out of the bag. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who we all know as Negan, well, you know as Negan, of course, but goes back deeper. Eric Kripke, who writes The Boys, is also the creator of Supernatural and was the showrunner on that. And Jensen Ackles, who played Soldier Boy, was Dean Winchester on that show. And his father on the show was played by none other than Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And he's Papa Winchester, and just died early on. So, yeah, Kripke's bringing in all the people. I'm assuming we're going to see Jared Padalecki at some point.
I'm pretty sure he pronounces it Kripke.
Kripke? No, that's Bowie. Bowie Kripke. Well, I'm talking about Eric, his brother.
Right.
Right. Right. Did you have another story?
Yeah, I got one last one somewhere.
I mean, we talked about the cocaine bear.
Oh, yeah. Amazon got some.
That's my story. That was the one I was talking about. All right. We both.
Oh, this is the story. No, you said.
No, I uploaded this photo, same photo.
Oh, did you?
Or I had it and must not have uploaded it, and you did.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, there you go.
Go ahead and take it.
No, I wanted you to while you had chips in your mouth, but all right. RoboCop, Legally Blonde, Barbershop, and Stargate are some of the new properties we're going to be seeing remade by Amazon after the purchase of MGM.
Yeah, $8.5 billion.
Crazy.
They purchased them for back in March of 2022.
Yeah.
All the titles they got: RoboCop, Stargate, Legally Blonde, Fame, Barbershop. Why did I write May 7? And yeah, the Thomas Crown Affair and the Pink Panther are all some stories that they're looking to, and they're not sure whether they're going to make RoboCop or Stargate into a series or into movies. So, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah. RoboCop. Yeah. What was the other one?
We just had one, right?
What's that? Yeah. And you know what? I didn't mind that one. And what was the other one there?
Barbershop, I don't get.
Yeah. What was the other one you mentioned?
RoboCop,
one you mentioned.
RoboCop, Stargate. Stargate was great. I've been doing a rewatch on all the TV series. I love the movie, but the shows I thought were better, believe it or not.
Oh, Thomas Crown Affair. That
that's a weird one. Right?
I just watched that one. That movie still holds up. Well,
Which version? Which one? Which one?
Yeah,
the original or the Pierce Brosnan
Yeah,
one?
the Pierce Brosnan one.
Yeah. I haven't watched that in a long time. I haven't watched it since it came out.
It's a great movie.
It's him and what's her name from
Renee Russo.
Renee Russo, yeah. I was gonna say from Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
We've got that. Legally Blonde. Fame. So I don't know if you and I were talking around the time when Jordan was born and I was graduating high school. Well, yeah, because we were on the football team together. But the very last, anyways, I auditioned and got into a college in the States. I don't know if you remember that. And it was a place called AMDA, American Musical and Dramatic Arts Academy. It's on Broadway. And from what they told us, that they were what the TV show Fame was based on. So, I mean, I think Fame makes sense. Glee happened not too long ago, and Glee did really well, and that's a lot of seasons. I think if they did Fame, it would do really well.
Plus, now that they own both properties, they could combine Fame and RoboCop. And Fame, I'm gonna live
shoot
forever. Dead or alive, you're coming with me, punk.
And then he shoots the guy's dick off.
Right.
Still the stupidest thing
I
in
know
any
it's a long
movie
way to
ever.
get there, but
Yeah. No, I like it. Barbershop, strange.
yeah. It's got an audience, I think, though.
Oh, it wasn't May 7th I have written down. It's Meg 7th, as in Magnificent 7. So we're gonna, and I love almost everything that I've ever seen that's been Magnificent 7. There was a TV show that was out in the late 90s, I want to say, maybe early 2000s. There was a Magnificent 7 show. It was great. The movie was great, like the original. Seven Samurais, Akira, or how do you say his name? Kira, oh my God, he's the Seven Samurai director.
I thought at first you said Meg 7. I'm like, isn't Meg 2 not even out yet?
Right. It's coming. I know. Magnificent 7. Magnificent 7. So we're going to be getting another one of those. But I loved all those movies. And I even really liked the remake movie they did with Chris Pratt and Denzel and D'Onofrio and everybody else who died in that movie, aside from Denzel. Spoiler alert, from 4 years ago, 5 years ago, probably longer. All right. Well, seeing that we both had the same last story, that was the last story. You got anything else, sir?
I don't.
Well, let me check on our final TikTok of the week.
Hold on, let me check real quick, bro. Hey, babe.
Yeah.
The guys are going out tonight to grab a few drinks. Is it cool if I go?
Yep.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, go.
I mean, I'm only gonna be like an hour.
Okay.
Just okay, or?
I don't care. Go.
I mean, I mean, you want me to bring you something back? You want some food? I'll bring you something back.
Nope.
I can't go, bro.
It's only because we've all been there. We've all been there.
Every guy saw where that was going.
Yeah. Like, really, you're watching that, you're just like, yeah. Sweet Tooth. Remind me what that
The horror
was.
movie?
I think it's a TV show, wasn't it? Sweet Tooth? I'm not familiar. Let us know, Kurt. What do you mean by what show, Sweet Tooth? Drama series, Sweet Tooth. No, I did not watch Sweet Tooth. Apocalyptic and post-apocalyptic fiction. 2 seasons on Netflix. Starring Christian Convey, who's Convery, looks like a youngin. I don't know any of these actors, and I usually know at least one, and I don't know any of these ones. So, no, I haven't seen it. Is it really good, Kurt? TV show on Netflix. You haven't seen it. I do apologize. But yeah, that was our last TikToker of the week. I don't know what this is right here.
Penny for your thoughts.
I hate Brenda, and a bad guy hit me in the shin, and I peed all on my pants.
It's nothing a little music can't help. Rockin', rockin' and rollin'. Down to the beach I'm strolling. But the seagulls poke at my head, not fun. I said, seagulls, stop it now. Everyone told me not to stroll on that beach. Said seagulls gonna come, poke me in the coconut, and they did, and they did, had me going like, nothing I could do but yell when these birds attacked me. When I tried to run, I fell, and then these kids started laughing, and then got hit in the neck with a hacky sack. Where'd it come from?
That's a classic. I remember my son showed me that one. That's why I thought he was going to come out of his room if he heard that, because
I've never seen it. See, and I put that up there just for you too. I was hoping you'd have seen that one before.
I haven't seen that in a long time. Yeah, that was a good one.
I like it. So what do you got going on this week, buddy? Anything?
No, back to work. So
about fucking time.
Probably a lot of work and sleep. This week on Two Severed Heads, though, here on Ryan's All Things Geek, 7:30 Eastern at Thursday, we got the man, the myth, the legend from the worst band in the world, the punk rock puppet pope himself, Bill Manspeaker.
From Green Jelly? Yeah. Some green jelly action on Two Severed Heads. That's awesome. That's a huge get, too. Huge get. It's good. Based off a graphic novel. Oh, Sweet Tooth. Yeah, I thought so. I thought it was a comic book related thing. Yeah, that'll be good. So what day are you guys on? Sorry?
Thursday, 7:30 Eastern.
Well, make sure you check that out on Facebook.
420 show.
The Two Severed Heads show. Starring the Wellandwingnut right over there. And horror artist, Steve McGinnis. If you're ever looking for some great artwork, go check out Steve McGinnis.
And he does everything. The guy's he's got over, I think, 25 or 30 children's books published. So he does great art, not just horror stuff. Yeah, and if you see behind Steve's head there, above his head, you can see kind of cartoons of the two of us. That's Steve that did that. That's Steve McGinnis that did that. So good times, good guy. And yeah, man. I don't know what I got going on this week. I want to say I have a slow week, but every time I say that, I get like a whole bunch of stuff the last second that shows up. So I'm itching to go to something. I've got a slate of concerts already that I've already got tickets to, but they're all, I swear to God, they're all in freaking August and September. I'm like, really? And they're all just jam packed right together. So I got to find something. I might go see Jimmy Carr next month. So I asked Logan if he wanted to go see Jimmy Carr, and he was like, no. So let me know. I might go with you. Yeah. I might go with you there. Yeah, there's still some good seats left. So yeah, I love Jimmy. I think he's funny. And your boy, I know you just saw him not too long ago, but isn't what's his name coming to Hamilton finally now? Jeffrey? Yeah, September or October, I believe. Yeah. So and it's a new tour, so I might check that out too. It's different than the Netflix special that just came out, the one I saw in Toronto a few months ago. So. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Some new material. Some new jokes. Some new material, hopefully. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it. We got through a whole show there. We got through our top 5. And next Saturday, I will be away, so there won't be a show next Saturday. I'm gone Friday and Saturday, so there definitely won't be if we do a show, maybe, I don't know how Steve's feeling. Maybe we'll talk about doing one on Sunday, but if not, we'll just see you guys the week after that. But I do hope you all enjoyed. And sorry if you are watching on the Geek page and you've noticed that we're not like there's like 12 hours between posts now, as opposed to like usually like half an hour at the most between posts. It's just we're all working, man, and the acting thing's been picking up a lot for me, so I've been really busy, so I haven't been able to keep up my end, but. We will we'll always try to post as much as we can, as quick as we can.
we'll keep the memes coming, but I want to make sure that I keep coming at you guys with the news as it happens. So we will do better. I'll do better. So anyways, I hope everybody has a great weekend. Enjoy it. The beautiful weather here in Canada is going to last until about Tuesday. We're in shorts today, and then Tuesday they're talking about more snow.
Yeah, there's almost a 20. I think it's a 23-degree shift we're gonna have. So
yeah. Fuck you, Canada. No, I'm kidding. I love you, Canada. I just hate the weather where we are. Anyways, got anything else?
No, yeah, we won't be on next week. So everybody celebrating for 420, indulge responsibly.
And if you can, if you're in the Niagara region, go to the Scotiabank Center. And that would be Saturday, April 22nd for their 420 con.
Afro Man going to be there doing
Afro Man going to be there.
Some pictures.
I might be there, hopefully, and if I'm there, maybe Steve will be there as well. And maybe we end up doing a live stream show from there with Afro Man. Who knows? Anyways,
I don't know the actor's name, but the guy who played the bag of weed in Harold and Kumar.
Oh,
as well as Cheech's Love Machine.
Wow, we don't need nobody but you. Hey, double bubble. All right. Well, from the Wellandwingnut, from that Jedi to this Jedi with his Jedi chopsticks.
Oh, hey, go out with the song. Austin's here now.
Austin's here now?
Yeah.
Austin, just for you, buddy. Oh, wait, where did it go? I lost it. Oh, I deleted it.
Oh,
I did. I legit deleted it.
That's all right. I'll look it up for him.
All right, you play it for him.
Revisit it.
All right, everybody have a great night. We'll see you soon. If we don't see you next weekend, we will definitely see you the week after that. Peace, love, and
bell bottoms.